This is an adaptation to the Pick 3 Simplified sets that I made a while back and posted and shared with everybody, or whoever wanted it. This does the same thing, except it goes more in depth. It's got quite a few little tricks and tips in here. All your data will be visible. It'll handle 5,000 draws. Now, I know a lot of places have over 5,000 draws in their history. If you do, then we can take care of that too. Okay, this will work either forwards or backwards. It makes no difference how you put the numbers in. This will take care of it. Okay, the first thing you want to do is determine your draw history that you want to put through this. Me, I've got 522 2022 back, the last 4,999 draws from here in North Carolina. These are the evening draws. And here we have on our CSVs, the oldest date is at the bottom. The newest date is at the top. So whenever you download, you'll have to pay attention to that. Here, with ours going oldest at the bottom, newest at the top, I found out, say I want to put 4,000 draws in this and let it sort through it. I'll find 4,000 in column A, which is row 1002. I come here to C1002, paste my date down, and our draw history is in each number's in its own cell. So I stay in that same row, paste down with my data. Some states, they may have 963 in one cell. Then you could just paste it into column D down, all the data that you want to go through with this. If you use 4,000 draws, you're going to have 1,000 draws, which is a little over 2 years that you can still use this to play with and help determine. If you just want to look at it for data, you can do that. Now, if your data is oldest at the top and newest at the bottom, you're just going to paste in C2 down, D2 down, E, F, and G down, depending on how your numbers are. But C through G are the only things that only cells that you want to do any typing or anything into. Only change these cells, and the cell, depending on how you run down this, you don't want any skips in between the dates. If you do, it's going to screw it up. You want one day right after the other, one draw right after the other. Okay, you will have this area here, which is W2, 3, and 4, W6, W12, and W13, which you can put you can make changes in, but I'll go through all that later. And U2, 3, and 4 you can make changes in. I'll explain what this does towards the end. Okay, now out of the 1,000 different combinations of 000 through 999, like I said, you have 220 basic sets. That's simplified down to where the smallest number and the largest number with no repeats. So you have 220 basic sets. Okay, once you go through, depending on how you do this, according to all this, will be the sets that you see here. Okay, this is going to be the base simplified sets in J down. Okay, I1, that's going to give you the total amount of sets or combinations that are in J. They're 44. That's after this has gone through filtering down. By default, this will filter your numbers down to give you numbers to play. Okay, now I know that 961 is my next number for the 523 draw. So with this filtering down, set to default, no doing anything but just putting your draws in, no ciphering or filtering on down manually. I've cut down to 44 sets. 961 is my winning number, and if we look through here, there's 169, there's 961. Right there is your winning number in 44 different combinations, or 44 sets, however you want to say it. Okay, you have your combinations that are in J, 000 through 999. You have column K, which gives you the amount that each number has been drawn. 357's been drawn 42 times, and L will be your games back. 357 was drawn 42 times, 12 draws back. Here's all your permutations of 357, 375, 537, 573, 735, and 753. On to the right, you have more data, and you will get, depending on how you filter on down, or how this filters out, or how you set everything, you will see every permutation. You will see every combination that you want to see. Okay, you have this area, which is just data, all except for this area, and I'm going to save that for last. Okay, you have 4 different combinations, that the first number being odd, odd, and odd, the first 2 odd, the third even, and so on. You have 4 different combinations with the first number being even for all 3 numbers, even, odd, and so on. Okay, you have, right now this is filtered down. So this is filtered down to where there are only 4 all odd combinations, 2 odd, and even combinations. Same thing for each one, so I know how many combinations I'm looking at. That should total 44, and it does. So there's 44 combinations. Okay, with no filtering, out of 1,000 combinations, 220 combinations, there are 35 all odd combinations. 20 that are odd, and even, 20 that are odd, even, and 20 that are odd, even, and odd. Same thing for your first number being even. You have your games back for each combination. Even, odd, and odd is 1 was the very last draw. Now you have here, which are your last 5, 10, 25, and 50 results on odd and even. Okay, you have for the first position, out of the last 5 draws, 2 were odd, 3 were even. Out of the last 10 draws, 3 were odd, 7 were even. The last 25, 8 were odd, 17 were even, and the last 50, it was 25 apiece. Same thing for the second position, same thing for the third position, so you can watch the movements grow. There is no up, down, middle, large, small, medium, and large. There's none of that in this. Just an FYI, none of that's in this. Okay, you have your odd, even, full totals. This is by position also. So in 4,999 draws, 2,152 times the first number was odd for 43.05%. 2,847 times out of 4,999 for 56.95% of the draws were even. You have the same thing for the second number, same thing for the third number. Okay, you also have your odd and even simplified totals. That means there's 220 combinations. Okay, out of the 220 combinations, 95 of those I'll have odd as the first number. 125 I'll have even as the first number. That's 43 and 56%. Okay, now if you look real close here, both of these are real close. So you have more even numbers for the first number than you do odd. So there's been more even numbers chosen as the first number. It stays pretty close with this. It doesn't matter what game you put in it. Same thing with the second number, because you're using actually all 9 numbers more in the second position. When you rank these or sort these in ascending order, you're actually using all 9 numbers more in the second position. That's why you've got 999 has the same, or 7 triples have the same exact chance as any number combination out there, but the odds are not the same. They're not. The law of large numbers makes this so that it's not possible for them to have the same odds. It just can't. It's like taking a box of spaghetti, breaking the whole box in half, perfect exact pieces, and taking one stick and breaking it into 3 pieces, throwing them into a pot. The chances are you're going to get a half stick. That's just the way it is. Same thing with the third position, the same as the first, except the exact opposite. Okay, for the first number, for 9 to be the smallest number drawn, that means 9, 9, and 9 has to be drawn. So you're not going to see 9 very often as the smallest number. You're not going to see 8 or 7, either one is the smallest number. It's just the way it is. For the third number, 0 as the last number means it's the largest number. That means that the other 2 has to be smaller or equal to the third number. So that means that 0, 0, 0 is the only combination if 0 is the smallest or the largest number drawn, or the third position. So that's not going to happen that much either. So by default, and using the law of large numbers and the way that numbers work, you're seeing that you have more even numbers as the first position, so you're going to have more even numbers as the first position. The second number is where you really have to do your choosing, because you're using all 9 with the same opportunity and the same chance and the same odds as one as another. The third, you're going to have more odd numbers as the third by default and the way numbers work, so you're going to have more odd combinations or odd numbers as the third or the largest number. On over to the right, you have your data for the same thing as the last 5, 10, 25, and 50 numbers or draws, and this is numbers by position. So you can watch the numbers drawn from the last 5, 10, 25, and 50 draws, so you can keep track of what's going on. The last 5 draws, 0's not hit, but in the last 10 it's hit 1 time, 7 times in the last 25 draws, 12 in the last 50. Same thing for the third, number 3, and then if you look, 5, 8, and 9 as the first number. Well, 8 and 9 has not happened as the first number in the last up to 50 draws. Because of those hits, you're going to have 8, 8, 9, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. These chances go down severely. Same thing for the second position and third. You have your data on singles. Okay, let's say that all 3 numbers are the same, or different, I'm sorry. Each 3 position has a different number. Okay, that's singles. That means that 0, 1, 2, any combination of 0 as the first number, where the other 2 numbers are where all 3 numbers are different. That's what this is. Okay, 0 is drawn 1,034 times as the first number. That's 10 games back. Okay, 1,034 to 4,999. That's a whole lot of the draws right there. Same thing for 1 through 9. So you got all your data for that. Your doubles, that's where you have 2 of the same numbers in a combination. You have your times drawn, and then your games back. You can see these are all pretty close to even. Your singles are by far your most occurred. Okay, triples, that means all 3 of them being different is what happens the most, or is what happened the most according to our draws. Same thing for triples, your data. You can look right and see instantly 5 times 000's been drawn. That's 1060 draws back. 999s, 3 times 124 draws back. And I left AR through VP open for you to, if you want to copy your sets and paste them over and then look for more sets, however you want to do that. That way you're not forgetting your data and you can just clear everything off as you go. But don't change anything over from here over. Only change these light blue cells and C through G on this input sheet. No other changes on data or hits on draws at all. Okay, part 2 coming up.